Good morning and welcome to the School or State Construction Department School Facilities 2024 Facility Plan webinar. I am Amber Leach, one of the planning coordinators for the school districts, and we're going to go ahead and just go around the room and introduce ourselves today.
Jessica Gilfillan, part of the planning team.
Shelby Carlson, School Facilities Division Administrator.
Karen Moon, Project Manager.
Steve McDonald, Project Manager.
Good morning, Courtney Muir. I'm on the planning team.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 K-12 School Facilities Planning webinar. We're glad you're able to join us this morning, and we look forward to working through this year's facility planning process and coordinating and collaborating with you to update and improve on the facility plans, especially as we look to introduce the new BV data that came from the most recent facility assessment. As you're aware, we're required to do facility planning every 2 years. This has been done every 2 years for the last probably 4 years. The director and I just feel there's a lot of value in us visiting every day, and I mean every year, not every day, and going through the facility plans and making sure we're updating. There's a lot of things that change in the districts and with your facilities from year to year, and it is important that we keep all of this information as accurate as possible. So we do look forward to taking this back to a once a year. Hopefully it will speed up the length of those meetings every year as well. We did take a look at changing the time of the year. We used to do these in early winter, start in January, and we feel that this time will be better. What happened with that timing is we were basically just finishing up as we were getting ready to deliver the budget for the year to the commission as well as to select, and it made it very tight. So our hope is by moving it earlier in the year, buttoning this up by about the end of the year or the first couple weeks of January, that it helps us prepare that budget that we're going to take before commission and legislature eventually. The other advantage to us is that we also have to do planning for all of the state facilities, and so it allows us in that first part of the year to work through the state facilities portion. Please provide us some input on the shift. We know it's a completely different time of the year, so we would like to hear from you if there are complications caused and if there's a way we can improve it. Please let us know, but we're hoping that it will work better overall. I hope all of you were able to attend the webinar that was held last week on the 29th regarding the availability of the reports and all of the information from the BV facility condition assessment. You have access to that now, and JJ and John put that on last week. I heard it went really well. Gave you an introduction into using that data. I encourage you to get in and start using it and searching around and learn where that information is located. We have built the reports to go into your facility plan, so you'll see a report that's similar to the 1s and 2s like you used to get, and it will have the new data. If you need help, first of all, that was recorded, so you can go back and watch it, and then I would encourage you to contact and reach out to your program manager. If you want some help looking around in there, you're looking for something specific, please reach out to your program manager, and they will be able to help you, or they will get answers for you. In this timeline, Michael Burnett is not with us. If Michael Burnett is your PM, please reach out to John Rexis, or certainly any of the PMs would be willing to help you. So, and we look forward to working through this year with you. I do have to step out in about 30 minutes, so don't mind me when I have to step out of the meeting for another commitment I have at 10:30. But if you have any questions before Amber and the planning team kick off, I'm certainly welcome to answer any of those you may have. Otherwise, I'll pass the presentation to Amber.
Thank you, Shelby. We're just going to briefly go over our website where you can resource most of the data and information to the other links. We will go over what's called Operate. A lot of us refer to that as our AIM database that has our data and information for you. We will go over that facility plan that is uploaded, as well as the facility report that accesses all the information within the database, and a couple other documents, a couple spreadsheets that we will be requiring you to fill out and send back to us, either uploading it into the AIM facility plan for this year or emailing your appropriate facility planner. Again, my name is Amber Leach, and then we've got Courtney Muir for the other half of the facility plans. And then we have also Jessica, that is our analyst that will also assist us on data and information, and she can also help us if you cannot reach Courtney or myself. The other resources are your facility planners. I'm sorry, your project managers, and we'll be working with them. As I open up, here is our actual website for State Construction of Wyoming.gov. As you go through across the top, you will see the different school facilities tab, and then our AIM tab itself. There's a lot of great information when we get into the AIM tab if you're looking for when our meetings are, and other information on data and documents. I went quite quickly there, so give me a second, I'm going to go back. Once you get into these tabs and you see AIM, which is our database, this is also a link to the database, a login page. If you do not have your AIM access, you will go to this tab. You can scroll down under Tenant 1, the school facilities. This is where you can request your AIM user ID, and also we will send you your password to get into the AIM database. It is very important for you to be able to access the database, and the forms will link into this database for information. So as long as you have that login, you will be able to access the information. When you click on this form, it will come up into a Google form that you will appropriately fill the information that is asked in terms of district, your other pertinent information, and they will email back the login and password. Once you get your password into AIM, you will have these two links here that you can tap. You will put your link in and your password, and you will go into what we call now Operate, which is referred to as the database in some of our topics. When you get into the AIM database, you will see a popped up page like this. There's a lot of information to assist you and a lot of data here that you can access at any given time. A lot of times you will look for report list. It'll be on the right-hand side in most general cases, depending on how it lays out when you open your page. When you go into this, two of the main things I'm going to point out to you for today's information is, one is facility plan file, and two is facility plan report. Other information that you can access here that is good to use that we referred to last week in the assessments was the 2023 assessments that John and JJ were able to assist you on. There's a capacity report that you can go to that information directly, and that is there. You can also go into specific building profiles and tracts and deeds. As we look here, we're going to go into the actual facility plan itself, files. When you choose this, you're going to go ahead and you can use open or all. You will go ahead and choose your district, and this year it's 2024. If you need to look at previous years for data and what was said in those years, you're welcome to look at those, bring the information forward. We're going to use Fremont 1 facility plan this year for 2024. Once you go into the facility plan here, you will see that you have 2024 brought up. There is already uploaded documents. These uploaded documents we are currently working on to get them uploaded. They will be there by your pre-meeting or your kickoff meeting when Courtney and I are going over the information for you. So please understand these are getting submitted and uploaded prior to your pre-meeting. Anytime you see the blue and underline, that is a link into more data and information. If you're on this page right here, we kind of call this a title page where you can go ahead and pull any information, just a copy at a quick snapshot. It is not officially opening up or pulling the data down, but it is getting you a copy. You can click on that. It will bring that data so that you can open it up in another page. One moment. So as you see here, this is just the enrollment projections for that district. That's just a quick copy. When you are officially wanting to pull the document down and start working on it, you will go to this left-hand side and click the link. It will open up here to this facility plan. Again, on your left-hand side, go down to related documents. Click there. You will see the list of documents that are uploaded. We're going to go ahead and go into facility plan 2024. This is the actual PDF document for you to work with and put your notes into. The report is the actual information. So facility plan 2024, when you're ready to check out the information and take the copy that you're going to work on, go to that left-hand side, click check out. Yes, I do. And then you can download a copy to your desktop and then be able to open that information up to work on, okay? I've already downloaded a few copies so that we can work with this today. When you're done with your copy, I always refer to this as making sure that you have saved the copy and closed it on your desktop. Don't leave it open or it will go back to the original copy without your notes. And you do the reverse to check whatever document you finished all your notes. You do check again on that left-hand side, and then you will drag your report here and hit done and saved. It will ask you major or minor, and you can say added notes or fix something, whatever that may be. So I'm going to upload, this is your actual facility plan out of AIM. If you go into your facility plan report, you will choose your district. Again, we're going to use Fremont 1. Click OK. This information is all ready for you to work with. I'm laying these reports side by side. You will see that they go in order. Your actual facility plan 2024 is the interactive Word or PDF document. You'll see that your district name is up here, meeting dates and times are inputted. We've tried to pre-populate district information if there is anyone else that needs to be included by the actual facility plan meeting. Please add them. It makes it go a little easier when we do actually have the meeting. You will see that you do have instructions here. With that, you will be able to, if you see anything that you need to change or fix when you're going through your data and information, we do have a link here to the AIM update form. When you click the AIM update form, it will walk you through. As you see here, it'll ask you your email, it'll ask you the building or the tract of land, and what information to update will follow from there. Apologize, it kicked me out of the actual form that I was showing you guys, so we will just quickly open one more up. Okay. All questions that are required are in red. There will be note sections that you will be able to enter your notes as you go through here. And if you need more space than is allotted, please understand we are not trying to limit you. Just add the please refer to or see attachment in that box and provide the attachment for that document. And also one thing is to, whatever document it is or attachment, list the section that it associates with. So we'll go right into, as you can see here, we've got land. When you look here on the interactive report, you can click the links here and it will go into the actual information of tracts and deeds for you, where you can pull up any information and details and information here, and you can go into the actual profile itself for something you want to check on in tracts and deeds. Okay? As you see and everything is okay, you verified it, you can click yes. If there's information you're working on, no. If you have nothing to report, you can click do not have any notes. Here is where you can type your notes. During the actual facility plan, we will capture anything, any discussion, or any further notes that we need to during that time. When you're paging through your actual facility plan report, you can use the blue arrows up here and tab over. As you can see here, the next section, I apologize, I forgot that under land, we have land disposition. If you're going to choose to dispose, sell, donate, any of those subjects alone, go ahead and add the information here. We also have land acquisition. As you come into this section here, if you're going to acquire land, looking at some land, it could be something that is currently in process or something that you would like to talk about in the future. Land leases, as we talk here, it is if you have any land leases, leasing out land or leasing land for the schools. When you go into the lease section, if you had a lease land, this next page would display that lease land in here. You would verify the information. Is it current? Is it up to date? When we move into the next section, it's about buildings. Again, you can click on any of these links here. We'll go to the actual building itself that with the building number. And you can see that you will go into the actual building profile and information there, related documents, notes, general information, etc. If you're actually wanting to look for the PDF floor plan, go under floors for your building, choose the floor, and this is where you can get a PDF of your actual building downloaded for yourselves. And you can take a copy at that time for this. Okay. There is an interactive way form on here with AIM. This is just a plain PDF, but if you are needing more interactive of what room is what, you can go under Viewfinder and look at actual rooms. When it comes up, you can click on a room and find more detail about that location. Courtney and I can assist you on that since it's not been uploaded at this point. If a nice feature that was added once we were able to start adding longitude and latitude. If you want to look at where the building is located, you can click that description. It will go into Google Maps and pull up that location of that building for you going forward. And as you can see here, and then utilize the Google Maps for that building. As you scroll through here and verify your information is correct, if something is not correct in terms of building date, if it's leased or owned, square footage does not seem correct, work with us with the name update form, contact Courtney or myself, and we will start working on fixing that building itself. We do ask in the next two sections, is there any building disposition? That means sell, donate, or demolished. When we talk through here, again, have you talked and presented it to ask the School Facilities Commission for approval? We'll talk about that. Again, it's anything that's in process or future situations that you may be thinking about. Going into building mothballed. If you are choosing to put a building into mothballed status, you're going to put it in for the next possible 3 years. Again, this is presented to Commission for approval, and any buildings that would be mothballed would be listed under this section on your actual facility plan report. And when the date it would be due for the mothball period being finished. The next portion would be excess, or I'm like allowable and excess square footage. We look here and it lists all of your actual active and mothballed buildings with what's the adjusted gross, what's the allowable, and then what would be considered excess square footage. We can discuss that in this section. Any enhancements will be listed here. You can discuss enhancements. We can also discuss any future enhancements the district is looking into. Moving into this section, we're talking about building leases. When we get into building leases, this is if you're leasing from someone or leasing to, and then making sure your information is up to date in the lease. If you have not currently sent us the new lease, we want to work with project or the facility coordinator, Courtney or myself, to, as well as Jessica, to get this information. We're going to get a copy of the lease from you to tie it to the profile and make sure that we have when those leases are due and what the lease contains. As capacity is listed here, any questions or comments on your capacity? You can see all the information of the previous enrollment of 2023 is here, what your restricted capacity is, what the utilization of that building is, depending what the grade configuration is, your adjusted capacity, and then the percent. Seats needed, seats available are shown here. We have it broke down in terms of elementary, middle school, high school. Alternative schools are listed as well. One thing I want to say is until we get the October 24 numbers, you guys will relay the October 24 numbers in when they are reported in. It's usually December before WDE has officially scrubbed all that data and allowed us to have the official number. So it will be probably January before we see an update on capacity information. But this is what we're working with at this point in time. I do want to show you your enrollment projection sheet that we kind of referred to earlier. This will be also inserted into your facility plan. It's a separate document uploaded for you right now in PDF showing the all schools district going forward. Then next year, once we do have the data after December, January, we will upload or update all your enrollment projections for the next year. Okay. As I move into this, those of you that this section right here is your building condition. This is what we went over last year, or last week. I'm sorry, not last year, last week. There is a webinar specifically over this to assist you in any more information or in different formats that might appeal to what you're working with. The two reports we have here, the very first one is going buildings by year. We have an inflation rate that is figured in of 3%. You can go into the actual building right here, which will link into building like this for information wise. But if you're wanting to look at the deferred maintenance, you can click on any of these here. It will link into all the deferred maintenance that is listed under that year. I want to make sure people know that this number here is a solid number. This is your base number of deferred maintenance without inflation or anything else. When you compare it back to this number here, it'll sometimes be different, okay? Because this impacts inflation here.
I think it has markups on it for regional and national, but it doesn't include inflation.
Thank you. I knew there was something there. I appreciate that, John. Again, all the information will link through and go from here for you. The next portion is going by system, going out different years, term years, to what the actual deferred maintenance is with a 3% again. And I do want to say more information of the webinar last week is up on our website under there for you to refer to if you would like to have more detail on this portion as well. John, did you want to go over anything more on that at this point? Moving into the next section, we go into, I apologize, there was one more thing that we needed to do here. Under your building condition, if you do have have anything that you are feeling needs to be talked about or researched a little more, we will be working with our project managers and John. Please put that in the notes so that we can go back and talk about it further on any specific building.
I think the one thing I would like to note here is that the adjustments that we're talking about is the expected remaining life on components. We're not going to get into a discussion about unit costs and replacement cost values.
Another thing that going forward, we did add this section in from the previous year that associates with your building condition. And we're asking for facility improvements that we're using other funds that we do not track in AIM, like your major maintenance or capital construction monies. This would be if your actual component, you utilize insurance or grants or private funds to take care of something on those components to improve those so that we can also address and make sure that that is noted in your conditions on those components in the AIM system. Moving into this section here, which is major maintenance, you will see on the actual facility plan report, we list the balances from the 2024, the payments, your ending balance, what you expended last year during the fiscal year of 24. If you had any 8% money still on 10%, enhancements, and then 10% security. Going into the fiscal year of 2025, what payment has been made so far will be listed here going forward. If you look down below, you'll see expenditures on each expenditure or building system, breaking it down by building expenditures from 2023 and 2024 previous years. One thing I want to go into, there are two spreadsheets at this time that we need you to fill out. The very first one is one that you're very familiar with, which is major maintenance work order report. This document itself is what we need to, and it has been updated to a few more features that are really nice for us going forward. You're going to see this is the facility or the district's facility plans that are in open or open status and WIP status. We have done away with WIP status. Everything will be either open, closed, or canceled going forward. So when you look at this, you can see we've got a really old work order up here that we probably need to work with the district. There's been no expenditures going forward. This would probably be one that we need to cancel since there's no expenditures. If it's old and hasn't had anything for a few years, so like this one we would cancel, possibly. The following one we would probably close because it does have dollar amounts. If you're still planning on working on it, there's still work going on, still payments being out there, then you would leave it as open status. What is the nice feature going forward here is if you see this blue line and you have your AIM database open, you can click on this and it will go right into AIM with that work order, pull that up for you, and you can go into the work order itself and look at any information from there. Our project managers are who we need to refer to when we have any specific questions on how we need to handle it. I do caution you guys on closing. If you are still going to be working on it until next June, having any expenditures against or any invoices that you need to submit, do leave this as open status. So again, if you're working on it or have possible payments that need to be still on it, keep it as open. And then once you know that you are completely done, close. Cancel if you've never done anything at all and it's an old one that needs to be off the books.
Additionally, I would say that we've noticed that there are districts out there that are using these as open-ended rules. Because we've got some that have been in the system for 11 years that are getting charges brought against them every 3 or 4 years. So these are intended to be a one-time approval for that particular scope of work. If you need to replace a boiler more than once, you should be submitting 2 planned work orders for that boiler and not just going back and offsetting a charge against a previously approved replacement of that boiler. So that's something that we intend to clean up. We're going to look at potentially a sunset on some of these planned work orders. So keep that in mind when you're filling them out and when you're cleaning them up.
Thank you. I'm going to move into the second actual document here. And this is going to be your low condition scores. Some of you have been familiar with this in previous years. This has just changed and been updated a little bit more. It's more interactive to somewhat. In the past, we always asked you what your status is on these low 1 and 2s. We've provided them in this spreadsheet for you to let us know what you are planning on doing and working on it. You can see here the building name is listed. The actual component is here. The component description is there. The condition of 1 and 2. 1 is considered failure, 2 is on the verge. The scale is 1 to 5. We're only showing 1s and 2s. You can see that this is a deficiency in 2023-24 that we are trying to answer. This is just deferred costs so that you know. Again, the drop-down menu here gives us, have you completed fixing it? That's fine. If you've taken care of that deficiency, that's fine. If you're planning on completing it in 1 year or up to 5 years, are you handling it with a component project or did handle it? The other choices we have here are routine maintenance. If it is something that is like wall finishes or something simple that you would just routinely maintain, that is fine. Identify it with that. If you are repairing, repair or replace in order by the district, we need to see that it is needed. And then if you need to review or revise the SCA score, this is what John was referring to that we would talk about, life expectancy that might affect that score. Okay. What's nice about this is if you have any comments or questions or any other notes, you're able to put that there. And the interactive part here, this link will go right into the actual component on AIM. And you can see that this is the listed deficiency, other information that you can resource. It has a picture of that area to refer to, and any other notes that you need to resource is right here. As you go through major maintenance, those 2 worksheets, spreadsheets are what we need you to complete and return to Courtney or myself. And then any notes on major maintenance you can fill in here. If you do have a charter school that is within your district that you are working with, or they are within your district, you can answer these questions that are related to you. And then we will also have actual facility plans with individual districts going forward. capital appropriations, the first sheet will talk about the capital security appropriation balance. You can see at this district, they began with a certain amount of money. They've allocated all of their money. They have everything's, and there's nothing else available for new projects to work with. But a lot of times we can discuss what the remaining money could be appropriated to and work with going forward. The very last one here is going into the actual capital projects that you have listed. When you have any discussion, this one has all of these 2 projects finished up and buttoned up, so they're at 100%. If you did have a capital project that was still in process, you could list that project, what the status is, what the amount is that could be possibly reverted if there was anything remaining, and any other notes on this page as well. The last couple pages here, the next one is going into needs review. If there's a project that you have out there that is not identified as capacity or condition, you could bring that project into this section for discussion. Notes can be followed up here with those. And then we finish out with additional notes. This could be any issues, ideas, or concerns the district has or would like to discuss during facility planning. And as we follow up, we will have a signature page. This is not to be not needed to be signed until we actually finish your actual facility plan, and we will send it out for signature at that given time. I'm going to turn it over to the rest of my group if they have any other added information that they would like to say or anything I missed.
I don't think so.
Looking forward to working with all of you during facility planning this year. If you have any questions, again, you can contact myself, Amber Leach, or Courtney Muir. Also, Jessica Gilvin will also assist us in the facility planning process. And then your project manager is also here when it comes to our very specific information for your district when it gets into your work orders or capital projects.
One thing I would add is for all the districts that have Michael Burnett as their current project manager, if you have any needs or requests, please contact me, John Rexis, 307-214-6265.
I just like to thank you districts for your time and understanding moving this into the fall of the year. Each year will help us stay on top of new information and updating the database accordingly, as well as setting you up or setting ourselves up for budget needs that we process and get into the system for the next following fiscal year. So thank you for your time. Look forward to working with you. Anything else from anybody?
We'll just get it posted as soon as we can in the next few days if we need a reference back.
Right. The webinar, as Courtney just referred to, will be posting on our webpage for any further reference. And if you need anything from us, please contact us. And your information, again, will be uploaded prior to your pre-meeting or kickoff meeting, so that you know that. Thank you so much. Take care.
Rick, can you send this on?